Hey, good thing that wasn't even fucking recording.
Yeah! Hi there, welcome back to the Cream Spot. I'm one of your co-hosts, the delicious Nicolicious.
Hello, and I am the dog of Rob. What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
There's a woman.
How's your dicks?
Not good.
It's mangled.
There's a woman. She's got 3 kids. And the 3 kids, they start collecting their money. They've been pooling their money. They've been saving up, and they finally get enough. They've been mowing grass. They sneak down to the store, and they buy a BB gun behind their mom's back. And then they come home, they start shooting the BB gun. The mom goes outside, and she says, "Where did you boys get a gun?" Mm-hmm. They said, "We saved our money, Mom, and we went and bought a BB gun." She says, "Give me the gun and go to your rooms." So she gives them she takes the gun, she puts it up above the stove, and she's sitting there, she's thinking, and she says, "You know what, they're just boys. Boys are going to be boys. Boys are going to do their own thing. They're going to shoot BB guns," and she starts to feel bad. So in order to show that she's sorry, she says, "I'm going to bake these boys a cake, and then I'm going to give them their BB gun back." So she starts baking a cake, and she turns to grab something, and when she turns to grab, she knocks the BBs over, and they all pour into the cake batter. And she doesn't know it. She's just fucking filled the cake batter full of BBs. She bakes a cake, and she calls the boys out, and she says, "Boys, I made you a cake. I just want to apologize. I kind of overreacted with the BB gun." So they're like, "Oh, it's okay, Mom." They eat the cake, they dig in, and they go back outside for the rest of the day. A few hours later, the one boy comes running inside, and he's like, "Mom, I got to pee." She says, "We'll go to the bathroom." He comes back, and he says, "Mom, I just peed, and BBs came out." She's like, "Well, that's kind of weird. Well, just go back outside and see if you can work out the rest of it." The second boy comes in, and he says, "I got to pee, Mom." She says, "Go pee. Get out of my face, go pee." So he goes and pees, and he comes back, and he says, "Mom, I just went to pee, and BBs came out of my wiener." He said, "What is going on here?" And then he goes back outside, and then the third boy comes running inside, the oldest boy, and she says, wait, let me guess. You peed, and BBs came out." He's like, "No, I was jacking off behind the garage, and I shot the neighbor's dog with a BB gun." What is this?
And welcome to the Brohio Podcast, everybody. This is the quality content you can get from here.
That's so stupid.
Oh, man.
That's what I've been working on that all week.
Yeah,
all week long. I called my dad and told him. He said, "I don't think that's funny at all." I said, "I'm gonna tell it anyways, Dad." He's a good judge of that stuff.
I had a job this past week, and I was sitting there. It was at a bank, and this old lady came in. She was like, "Hey, can you check my balance?" And so I pushed her over. Welcome to the Brohio Podcast.
The worst thing ever. In honor of Father's Day, we have some fucking dad jokes. That one was way better than mine, dude. That was way better than mine. I got one more for you.
Okay.
This is just because you said that one. I have to try and find something to save me. How many tickles does it take to make a octopus laugh?
I know the answer, but I'll let you deliver it.
10 tickles. 10 tickles. And
Woo.
That's how many tickles it takes to get the Rob Diggity Dangle Dog and the delicious Nicolicious going.
That's all it takes.
Thanks for joining us on this special episode. This week, the episode is brought to you by our Patreon sponsor, Brendan Heath. We had big plans to interview Brendan Heath, but at the last second, he writes us a message and he says, "Oh, I can't do it. I don't know. I gotta work." So he said he gotta go to work. He got called in. Or maybe he's just a coward. like we're going to play a video in a little bit of a guy calling Buzz Aldrin a coward.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that goes over real well.
Yeah, no, we're very thankful for Brennan to sponsor the show and sponsor this episode and give us a cool topic. This is a topic that we've walked right past a million times.
Oh,
and we've just been like, nope. And then we started looking into it. Like, man, that's pretty cool stuff right here. There's a lot of people that probably don't know this stuff, and that's why I'm excited to put this episode out there.
Plus, it's been a minute since we've done a good conspiracy, so it's all good.
It's all good in the hood. Let's start off with our Patreon subscribers.
Sure.
Rob Dog, I'll let you start there.
Tyler Maroney, thank you very much.
Baloney Maroney. Thanks for the
Maroney.
blowjob, pal. Joseph Lowe, thanks for your Patreon pledge.
Arturo Ponce de Leon. Okay.
We got a fucking explorer on our Patreon. How cool is that?
Explores the bunghole.
Carolyn Gruber von Arnie, another explorer. Carolyn Gruber von Arby's, thank you for your Patreon pledge.
Too many names, you guys. Come on. Larry Paul. There you go. It's a good old-fashioned Southern boy name.
Double first names.
Larry Paul.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about my mom and my dad, but I know no, that's actually my mom and dad. Their aunt and uncle too, but it's all fucked up. Josh Ramos. Josh Ramas, thank you.
Marco Alanis. Thank you.
Yeah. Everyone invited. Do you like Alanis Morissette?
Fucking love Alanis Morissette.
So do I.
Love Alanis.
I had a crush on her when I was younger. I don't know why. I think it's because she got a big old fucking mouth. I don't know. Horse teeth in there.
I guarantee she has a big old bush, too. But I still love her.
I have not been shaving. David Burgess. Thank you, David.
Ronan Demon X.
That sounds like a killer fucking DJ. Ronan Demonics, if
I like Demon X.
If you make music, send it to us. I like Demon X too. That's what it is. David Lopez. Mr. Lopez, I loved you when you played for the Atlanta Braves. Thank you for your Patreon pledge.
Spawn!
There's exclamation points with it too.
It's all capital letters.
Oh, good jobs. I'm not going
to blew out the fucking channel over there. Look at that.
I'm going to have to fix that one right there.
No, it's okay.
Cemetery Terry Sterner. Thanks for you be sneaking through the booby traps, sneaking through the cemetery. People be wondering what they say. What's that boy up there in the cemetery doing? I say he's setting booby traps. Someone gonna step on them booby traps. They only shot with a whole handful of nipples when you're stepping on the booby traps.
The next we got Jordan. Hey, come check out my cowboy hat collection, Thompson. Thank you very much. It looks like he's wearing a cowboy hat.
All right. And Ian Owens. Ian, you are the man, Ian Owens. And thank you for your Patreon pledges, everyone. If you would like to sponsor an episode, go to patreon.com/Brahia Podcast. As of 3 days ago, I'm on Cameo. They're supposed to be calling Rob Dog. I don't know when that's going to happen. It was supposed to... I tried to get on there probably 3 months ago, right when the coronavirus started.
Mm-hmm.
And they said he said he wasn't sure, but he had between 3,000 and 7,000 emails that he had to return since he's been back to work. So hopefully we'll get Rob Dog on there. But if you want, just, submit a Cameo and say, I want Rob Dog, not Nicholicious. And then we'll facilitate that.
They won't do us together, so
yeah,
it's going to be separate.
He said that the guy I talked to said they can't do full bands. He also said, the guy from Def Leppard, and then a few weeks before that, he had, who's the monkey from Korn?
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
This guy gets these people's phone numbers, and it's his job all day long to call people and verify who they are. And he called me, and I'm like, yeah, this is Nick. I mean, he's used to calling famous people.
Right.
I'm not fucking famous. And he called me in, and he said who he was and stuff. And he told me the story about the guy from Korn, and Korn was wanting to do a whole entire
makes sense.
Band, and this dude's like, some 20-year-old kid's like, no, you can't do that, dude. Like, no, you can't do that. It's not allowed. Oh, whatever. What the fuck ever. And a very special happy birthday to Robbie Gannon. His son sponsored an episode for him.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's already got it all picked out. He wants to do Bigfoot. We haven't done Bigfoot before.
No, we haven't. It's crazy.
We could probably debate 3 hours on what a Bigfoot dick looks like.
I can't wait for that.
I cannot wait either. I saw my dog licking his red rocket today. I said, man, I bet you Bigfoot's got a big old red rocket on him.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be a red rocket.
Phew.
I don't know, man.
But Robbie, his son did it for him. And then I was talking to his son today, and then he just dropped it on me. He said, my dad said he's 48 or 49, but he's got the testicles of a 98-year-old, and he's tired of stepping on his balls. So,
oh, jeez.
Robbie Gannon, we wish you nothing but the best with your testicles, buddy. I hope you get that fucking figured out, because that is a goddamn mess.
Tie them things up, man.
Yeah. Speaking of balls, and that was one of the topics I had written down for the beginning of this episode.
Balls?
Yes. Why?
Okay.
Do I have to fucking explain myself to everybody in this house?
I mean, no.
Jesus, man. There was, I saw a meme about, guys, don't get arrested because girls are wearing sundresses. And there's that meme that's always
yeah.
Don't get them pregnant just because she's in a sundress. I'm like, I'm good, bro. Some people shouldn't wear a sundress. Some people should wear a fucking moon dress and go to bed. Some people should wear a fucking nightie. Good night. Take off that sundress and put on that moon dress. That's mean, isn't it?
It's true though.
It's hateful, and it got me thinking about summertime. And there's guys out there that are still wearing swim trunks with nets in them.
Oh man, how do you do that?
And I don't know if people know this, but if you wear swim trunks with a net in it, it is literally like putting your balls in a cheese grater.
Yeah, it's not good.
What is the fucking purpose of the netting inside swimming trunks?
To make you feel like you're wearing underwear? Well, you fucking free ball under those things, man.
To make it feel like your nuts are a huge chunk of Parmesan cheese.
Right.
And you're getting them put through a cheese grater.
Yeah, who cares if someone sees your balls? Let that be their problem. They're looking.
Last summer, we were at the marina where my parents hang out at the lake, and they got all kinds of odds and ends stuff that when you get super far away from civilization, you don't want to go back and get.
Yeah, shit that you typically forget.
Yeah, and they had like 4 or 5 pairs of swim trunks. This is funny. And there's a guy in there, he's like, why the fuck are these swim trunks $36? And the guy inside's like, well, I bought them from Myers and they're $25. I got to make money. Well, he's explaining himself, and the guy's like, what the fuck ever? And he buys these swim trunks. And I'm still inside shopping around. I think we need a diaper, the little swimmer diapers or something like that, which they had. It was like $5,000.
Right.
So then I go back out to the car, and the family's out there, but I look next to the dumpster where this guy is in his Jeep, and he's standing there like a fucking toddler. He's got his T-shirt, he's butt naked from the waist down, and he's holding his swim trunks in the air, and he's got a pocket knife, and he's cutting the netting out. The net out. But he's just standing there butt naked, just a solid 3-incher, just
because he took his pants off and then went to go put those on and was like, God damn it,
I'm so sick of this fucking place. He was just like, no fucking shame, dude. I don't care who sees my baby dick. Just huge muff, just didn't fucking care. Oh man.
Damn.
Me and that dude made out so hard. We fucked behind that dumpster. I gave him the old Alabama crab dangler.
I don't fucking even know what that is. And I just want to say, just know that if you're one of those guys that has a huge dick, even when it's soft, I'm so jealous of you. Mine looks like a little turtle foot.
I love getting in the shower with my wife. She's like, oh, we're playing a game tonight, huh? No, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh, God. All right, so we're talking about the moon landing hoax.
Oh, man.
I don't know if it was a hoax or not. I'm kind of still undecided after going through the research.
I've always been really intrigued by this.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's fun and it's believable.
There's a lot of answers that are going to be, a lot of questions that are going to be answered in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's not true, but I mean, it's fun to think that it might be true.
I just really, if you're the guy that was sawing the net out of your swim trunks, we docked. Send me an email to my personal email account, which I'm not going to give out on this platform, and let me know if you felt that connection or not, Randy. If that is your name.
You never got a call back, so I mean,
I did never get a call back.
I don't think so.
Just the dick was so small that it didn't hang down; it just stuck straight out. It just looked like a perpetual boner.
It just sat on top of his balls.
Little kid dick. Yeah. And
it was just pissed off. It's like if a dick could have its arms folded, it did.
It had a mustache.
It was like,
I know you're gonna put me in swim trunks, but
cut the fucking neck and you had the net out.
You thought about putting that net on me, didn't you? Ugh, going shrimping down here, throwing the net out.
Old mushroom dick.
God. And he had one of like a tank top that didn't cover his belly all the way, so it was just
fuck yeah, crop top, butt ass naked. He didn't care, man. He had a sports bra.
Oh my God, what a fucking dickhead.
I don't know where to stare at his belly or his little dick.
Oh God.
Always the little dick.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I forgot what I remember. There was an article for this week Sorry, I had to go find it.
It's
So
okay.
a man breaks into California bank to heat up Hot Pocket.
Okay, yeah.
In just about every case of a bank break-in, the responsible parties are typically after money inside. That was not the case as a San Diego Wells Fargo. At a San Diego Wells Fargo, a man accused of shattering a window to get into the bank branch wanted to use the microwave. The man was taken into custody after surveillance camera showed him breaking in and heating up hot pockets to eat. Was it worth it? A reporter on the scene asked the man as he was led to a waiting police car. Was it worth it? I'm sorry. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it, he said. A Hot Pocket? Hell yeah. And the best part of this, of the entire thing, is that I have the audio, and it starts up right as they're taking him out of... Sorry, I had to go find the video. The video starts... They're at the front door of the bank, and they have a dog, the police. And the homeless man is inside, and he's just got done eating Hot Pockets.
San Diego police! You inside the bank! Last chance! You're under arrest! We need you to come out with your hands up! We'll send a police dog! He's gonna find you! He's gonna bite you!
Hot Pockets.
Dog knows some Hot Pockets.
I put my wave on. He's like, I got you. I said, fuck that. I'm gonna eat this motherfucker Hot Pocket. I ate two of them. Hey, I'm parched though.
I'm parched.
Was it worth it?
Hell yeah, it's worth it. Fuck yeah, it's worth it. A Hot Pocket? Hell yeah. Hungry as fuck.
Are you homeless or do you live around here?
Man, I'm homeless, man. Hey, 3 hots in a cot. Take it to me.
3 hots and a cot.
3 hots and a cot. That's jail talk right there.
He knows exactly where he's going.
Yep.
All right. What a special moment. He said, was it worth it for some Hot Pockets?
Hell yeah. It's a Hot Pocket.
Hot Pockets are a different animal for me. I think the problem with a Hot Pocket is you got to get up off. If you're eating Hot Pockets, you're already a lazy, stinky piece of shit.
Right.
And the problem with Hot Pockets is you have to get up and go cook the motherfuckers.
Yeah, and then after you get done cooking them, you got to fucking wait or else you're biting into lava.
Yeah, it'll take your face right.
Yeah, well, it'll burn the roof of your mouth and you'll be sitting there picking at the skin for the rest of your life.
All right, this is from History.com.
Okay.
The American effort to send astronauts to the moon had its origins in an appeal President Kennedy made to a special joint session of Congress on May 25th, 1961. Quote, I believe this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to Earth. So he was very cautious there. He did say he wanted whoever he sent to the goddamn moon, he wanted to bring him back. He wasn't just trying to...
Just a one-way trip.
Pretty easy to get that dickhead there. Getting him back is the problem.
Bye.
At the time, the United States was still trailing the Soviet Union. They're no longer a thing. In space... Wait, yeah, they're no longer a thing, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's my first time. They were still trailing the Soviet Union in space developments, and Cold War era America welcomed Kennedy's bold proposal. In 1966, after 5 years of work by an international team of scientists and engineers, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA, conducted the first unmanned Apollo mission, testing the structural integrity of the proposed launch vehicle and spacecraft combination. Then, on January 27th, 1967, tragedy struck at Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida, when a fire broke out during a manned launch pad test of the Apollo spacecraft and Saturn rocket. 3 astronauts were killed in the fire. This was Apollo 1, and I never knew about this. I never knew that before they sent people to the moon, there was a really bad accident where they killed 3 fucking guys.
I know.
That was Apollo 1. Despite the setback, NASA and its thousands of employees forged ahead, and in October of 1968, Apollo 7 was the first manned Apollo mission, orbited Earth, and successfully tested many of the sophisticated systems needed to conduct a moon journey and landing. In December of the same year, Apollo 8 took 3 astronauts to the dark side of the moon and back.
Oh, scary.
And in March 1969, Apollo 9 tested the lunar module for the first time while in Earth orbit. That May, the 3 astronauts of Apollo 10 took the first complete Apollo spacecraft around the moon in a dry run, which everyone hates a fucking dry run, for the scheduled July landing mission. At 9:32 a.m. Eastern Standard on July 16th, with the world watching, Apollo 11 took off from Kennedy Space Center with astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and the man you've never heard of, Michael Collins.
I was going to say, who the fuck is that?
He was a bellboy at the fucking hotel.
He was the one wiping their asses.
Yeah. Hey, I'm the guy that you two get the fuck for the next 6 months. He was the cum dumpster for the.
We love you, Michael Collins.
Armstrong, and he had really strong arms. Neil did. Armstrong,
a lot of jerking off.
Armstrong, a 38-year-old, so strong that they named him after his strong arms. Right. He was a 38-year-old civilian research pilot. He was the commander of the mission. After traveling 240,000 miles in 76 hours, Apollo 11 entered into a lunar orbit on July 19th.
That's not that impressive.
That is not at all. I could do that in my bike in 4 days.
You ever did acid? I've gone way farther than that.
You want to go to the moon? That's what, when I asked my dad, I said, what's like smoking pot? He's like, you ever rode a unicorn on the moon before, son? No, I don't think so. That's what it feels like. The next day at 1:46 p.m., the lunar module Eagle, manned by Armstrong and Aldrin, not Collins, separated from the command module where Collins remained. 2 hours later...
They just left him.
See you later, cum dumpster.
Bye, you fucking loser.
Bye, fuck boy. The Eagle began its descent to the lunar surface, and at 4:17 p.m., the craft touched down on the southwestern edge of the Sea of Tranquility.
It sounds so peaceful.
It does. Little do they know there's goddamn aliens up there.
Yeah.
Armstrong immediately radioed to Mission Control in Houston, Texas. A now famous message, the Eagle has landed. And not to get off topic, but I think I might have told this story before, but I had this cousin. He was about 10 years older than me, and he was always just ragging me about shit. Always bugging me, giving me a hard time. And all he did was drink alcohol and have sex. The
God
most awesome guy, and he's passed away since. But I remember I lost my virginity, and I did not tell anyone, dude. I did not say a soul to anyone. And I was standing at my dad's place of employment, and my cousin, he come up to me and said, the Eagle has landed. I was like, what? And he just looked at me shaking his head. He's like, the Eagle has landed. And he looked at my dad, and my dad just like, God damn it. And he walked away, and I'm like, how the fuck did you know that? He's like, I can tell. I can tell by this pep in your step, the puff in your chest.
It's a fucking gift, man.
He knew it. He said the Eagle has landed. At 10:39 p.m., the 5 hours ahead of the original schedule, Armstrong opened the hatch of the lunar module. As he made his way down the module's ladder, a television camera attached to the craft recorded his progress and beamed the signal back to Earth. Direct fucking TV can't work in the rain, but these guys had a camera feed 40 years ago. 50 years ago.
They couldn't even figure out how to make color appear on a fucking TV.
Exactly, but we'll shoot this thing back to Earth. It's like yeah. The thing is Rob and I are stupid. It's probably a really simple science.
Oh, yeah,
how
definitely
they
is.
Did this, but then they beamed the signal back to Earth, where hundreds of millions watched in great anticipation. At 10:56 p.m., as Armstrong stepped off the ladder and planted his foot on the moon's powdery surface, he spoke his famous quote, which he later contended was slightly garbled by his microphone, and it meant to say, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." Aldrin, and I'm going to play that at the beginning of the show. Aldrin joined him on the moon's surface 19 minutes later, and together they took photographs of their dicks of the terrain, and they planted a U.S. flag.
Look how big it looks in the shadowy part.
Look what your dick sack looks like in no gravity.
Rub a moon rock against it.
I want to poop on the moon so bad.
Dude, it'd be there forever.
Just poop and let it float away.
Just put a flag that says my poop.
Bye, poop.
Oh, man.
They took photographs of the terrain. They planted a U.S. flag. They ran a few simple scientific tests, and they spoke with President Richard Nixon via Houston.
You just gotta get, like, it just immediately made me think of, like, a big Las Vegas sign that has, like, the arrow, like, and it just says my poop, and then it's like flashing, like, neon lights. Fucking looking at your telescope and you can see it.
That's Spice Peanut. By 1:11 a.m. on July 21st, both astronauts were back in the lunar module and the hatch was closed. The two men slept that night on the surface of the moon, and at 1:54 p.m., the Eagle began its ascent back to the command module. Among the items left on the surface of the moon was a plaque that read, "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot on the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind." That's pretty cool. Huh. At 5:35 p.m., Armstrong and Aldrin, remember, Neil had really fucking strong arms. They successfully docked.
They docked. Good for them.
Punctuation is a real son of a bitch.
I barely know you, but I feel like we should dock.
How's your foreskin look, Neil? I think we should roll our dick flaps over each other's dick flaps. Buzz Aldrin's like, I don't have a very big dick flap. I don't think I can dock with you, Neil. You know they fucked each other out there.
Probably did.
I didn't intend on having sex with another man on the moon.
Collins just like, what about me, guys? I want to dock.
I'm not going to be in the history books.
Oh, they successfully docked and rejoined Collins, and at 12:56 a.m. on July 22nd, Apollo 11 began its journey home, safely splashing down in the Pacific Ocean at 12:50 p.m. on July 24th.
Hopefully they can swim.
All of that information is super fun and exciting and engaging and wonderful and majestic and beautiful, but that's not why we are here this week at the Brohio Podcast. We are here to address the overwhelming evidence that the moon landing was, in fact, a giant crock of cosmic dinosaur shit.
This is just the shit that they're making you believe, man. Are you going to believe the media?
What are you doing, man?
I had this cousin who once told me that he knew for sure that it didn't happen, man. It was all filmed in Hollywood, dude.
They rode a fucking dinosaur to the moon, dude.
A dinosaur, that'd be great.
I want to ride a dinosaur.
Fucking pterodactyl, I bet they could get there.
There has been rumors since the moment the astronauts stepped on the moon, including whispers of destroyed evidence, photos and tapes that were destroyed as well.
Them having sex?
For sure. Of them docking.
Exactly.
Look at the skin on that dick. Look at that. I couldn't see closely enough to see if that guy in the parking lot that was cutting out his net, if he was circumcised or not. But that was probably one of the prerequisites to go to the moon. We're looking for the best men in America, but you also can't be circumcised because when you get up there, you're going to have to roll your penises together like a Chinese finger trap.
It just looks like a dangly sweater sleeve.
None of that gay shit where you're farting each other's butts. We want we want docking up there.
We want penis, head, and foreskin action.
Oh, if I ever found myself in the precarious situation where I was indeed docking with another man, and it hasn't happened, despite what people think, I would pretend like it felt good, and then I would start to pee really hard. Just
power move.
Blow it up like a balloon.
Total power move.
What's those lizards that can blow their neck up real fat?
Oh, yeah. There's frogs that can do that.
That's what our wieners would look like. Look like a fucking,
like water balloons.
Like a frog with a water balloon in its mouth.
Oh, hold on, buddy. I'm not done. I had a lot of that spaceman food back in the hangar.
That stuff fucking sucks, man.
Never had it.
It's so bad.
This is Neapolitan ice cream. Well, it tastes like acid, so let's not eat that.
It tastes like chalk.
Statistics have shown that between 6, and this is pretty broad, and I hear 20% is more common, but 6 to 20% of Americans believe the moon landing was fake. 25 of The Brits believe that it was indeed faked, and 28% of people from Mother Russia believe that the moon landing was indeed a fraud.
I'm surprised that more people in Russia don't think that it's fake. Considering that they,
for sure.
we were racing them.
Yeah, there was a lot of. We'll get into that here in a little bit, the race, but just that whole Cold War thing where just nobody trusted fucking anyone for anything, and that's kind of what goes hand in hand right here. Mm-hmm. There was a book that came out in 1976 that was called "We Never Went to the Moon: America's $30 Billion Swindle" by Bill Kaysing. That's Kaysing, not Gaysing.
Yep.
He said the calculated chance of a successful moon landing was 0.0017% chance. It would have been much more logical for them to fake the landing.
Yeah, buddy.
At the time, we were completely locked in the Cold War with the Soviets. Part of this Cold War was the space race. The Soviets, Mother Russia, and Putin and the KGB, all that fucking fun shit. The Soviets had a failed moon landing project and were keeping a very watchful eye on the United States of America. JFK, he was a bit obsessed with space and pretty much gave a blank check to NASA. There was about 400,000, that's right, 400,000 scientists and engineers, technologists, and machinists that were all involved on the space landing project, or on the moon landing project. That's a lot of fucking people, dude. Mm-hmm. The cost of the moon landing program was around, in today's money, $100 billion. Oof. In order to save face, and this is kind of like, what we're going into right here is what motivation would America have to fake a moon landing? And that's what I was asking myself when I was looking into this. I said, it's cool that people think that it is fake, but for what reason would we want to fake a moon landing? And that number right there, $100 billion, that jumped out at me right away. But for me, one of the biggest reasons that they would fake something like this during that time was to draw attention away from the Vietnam War that was going on. There was a lot of people dying in that war that didn't necessarily need to die, and that was a very conflicted topic, to say the least. Nothing like what we're facing right now in America, I don't think. But the Vietnam War, that time, there was a lot of protests, a lot of stuff going on in the world, but you guys know all that. What better of a distraction would one need to draw the nation's attention away from such a meaningless war where thousands of young men were getting slaughtered in the jungle? The claims that this was a fake, that the moon landing was a fake, was about the time also that the Watergate scandal was hitting the media. So overall, trust in the American government was at a fucking all-time low right there. They did not believe anything that the government was doing, but for good reasons. Many sources inside the military-industrial complex have related to, and this is, and I'm sorry, it's completely left me right here. I have no idea where I got this next part from. It says, many sources inside the military-industrial complex have related to me that after JFK was shown the flying saucer technology early in his presidency, he realized that the advances in technology promised by the flying saucers could solve many of the pressing problems of the world.
Makes sense.
He saw that that releasing this exotic technology would point the way towards cheap and environmentally friendly energy, among other things. Soon after seeing the flying saucer technology, JFK made his famous speech asking NASA to land a man on the moon before the decade was out. Many insiders believe that this was a ploy by JFK to get NASA and the secret government to release their saucer technologies, since it was obvious to everyone that standard rocket technology could not get men to the moon and back. JFK may have thought that NASA would be forced to release the knowledge of the technology behind the flying saucers in order to fulfill his vision and get to the moon by the end of the 1960s. JFK's ploy was therefore intended to free this advanced technology from the insidious hands of the shadow government.
Okay, that makes sense. I could see that plan.
Trying to force their fucking hand.
Yeah,
man,
I get it.
And that also plays into what if he was shot and killed, right? JFK was assassinated. Yeah. What if that was all over, his bold moves to try and oust the fact that we had flying saucer technology in our possession? Oof. I think he was killed by the mafia.
Makes sense to me.
That's what I think happened to JFK. But there's also this cool topic
CIA
right here.
too, man.
Yeah, it could have been our very own government because loose lips sink the ships.
Yep, I fall on that side.
And to go a little further with the aliens for a second,
sure.
Before we get too far into this, there's in an interview a few years ago, Buzz Aldrin spoke about things that he saw while traveling to the moon. And this is Buzz Aldrin's words. It says, on Apollo 11, en route to the moon, I observed a light out the window that appeared to be moving alongside us. There were many explanations of what that could be, other than the other spacecraft from another country or another world. It was either the rocket we had separated from or the 4 panels that moved away when we extracted the lander from the rocket, and we were nose to nose with the 2 spacecraft. So in the close vicinity moving away were 4 panels, and I feel absolutely convinced that we were looking at the sun reflected off of one of those panels. Which one? I don't know. So technically the definition could be, quote, unidentified. He went on to explain that statistically life is certain to exist elsewhere in the universe and could very well be in the Milky Way, but he does not believe for a second that what they saw on the way to the moon was alien. So I guess that's the exact opposite of what I thought it was.
Okay.
He said there was no fucking aliens.
At least that he saw.
And we're going to follow that up with, and I don't know if this happened a few years ago. It's a conspiracy theorist by the name of Bart Sibrel, and he was antagonizing. It's good, right?
Yeah.
He's following Buzz Aldrin around. This is like 2002 or something like that.
Hey, how'd it feel when Neil Armstrong's dick was in yours?
What did it look like when you guys were talking?
You fuckheads. And he's following Buzz Aldrin around with a Bible, trying to get him to swear in the Bible that he landed on the moon.
First off, what does that do?
No. Oh, well, let's watch it.
It's not like you can't fucking lie if you put your hand on a fucking Bible.
And right when the audio stops,
politicians do it all the time.
You'll hear the audio stop, and that's Buzz Aldrin punching the fuck out of this guy right in the face.
He hits him.
And if you go to YouTube and you type in Buzz Aldrin punches Bart Sibrel, it doesn't come up. There's no search results. So this one took a little bit of digging to find, but.
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
Hold on. First.
He's just like walking down, like, where's this fucking Beverly Hills?
Yeah, it is. But
he's like shopping like Louis Vuitton and shit.
I think it is.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Dude, his voice.
How about you swear on the Bible that you landed on the moon?
Hey, you fucking dick.
His voice cuts right through me. We'll play this.
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon? Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
I'm not trying to get in the middle of anything.
to get
out of here.
This is a hotel.
We'll call
Right,
the police.
We pay.
Come on in here, we'll call the police.
Solicit on
You like that? Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
It doesn't, sir. I don't have nothing to do with this. But
Okay.
you cannot solicit on this property.
We just paid
Right now,
to rent out the penthouse to shoot up there. So
you can't solicit like this on this property.
keep shooting.
All right. Well, then I'd go through my measures.
You got to keep shooting, man. Okay. Well, you can put it on your shoulder. Don't be shy.
Just come with me, Buzz.
You really like adventure, don't you?
You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself.
Away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Oh, right there. Fucking punch him right in the face. You can hear the impact.
Calling the kettle black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself.
Away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
It was like the softest old man punch.
Fucking jacked him, dude.
I'm sick of this shit.
That fucking punch was fueled by Ovaltine and oatmeal.
And then osteoporosis.
That's right.
Oh, I knocked the shit out of him, but I broke every fucking bone in my arm.
My right arm is shattered.
If only he was Neil Armstrong, that wouldn't have happened.
Oh, I broke all this. Get it. Neil Armstrong would have decapitated that guy.
He took his fucking head off.
Neil Armstrong, he's got some guns on him, dude. That's some real strong arms.
You can't have a name like that and not be jacked.
Neil Armstrong, not Cockstrong. He's Armstrong.
I almost said Lance Armstrong when I said that.
No, he's missing a testicle.
Yeah, he does roids though. So
he's a piece of shit asshole too. I've heard that also.
That's what I heard.
We could do an episode on Neil.
Lance
Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, and you'll notice that while he was being, all he had to do, which I probably wouldn't have done it either, was put his hand on the Bible and say, I walked on the moon.
Right.
To silence all the critics.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to do that.
No.
He just wanted to punch that guy in the face. An old man punch. But he knocked the shit out of him.
I mean, if he wasn't lying, then why wouldn't he have done it?
Exactly, dude. It all adds up. So let's start touching. We've talked to you about the motivation of America to fake a moon landing.
Oh, yeah.
We've showed you some controversial. We've played some controversial footage of Buzz Aldrin getting all worked up and delivering a punch when being accused of faking the moonwalk. And I have to ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
What would be my stance if indeed I had faked the moon, if the moon landing was fake?
Mm-hmm.
What would be, if he had to fake all of that, if they would make him, if the government would make him kind of like fade into the oblivion, or if they would they would let him stay in the kind of the forefront of science and lectures and shit like that. And it kind of, there's a lot of people that think this moon landing is not real. And there's a lot of evidence that we're about to comb through. But what do you think would be, if it was indeed faked, what do you think would be the method and the plan for these astronauts for the rest of their lives after that?
Man, that's the hard thing. 'Cause I mean, I don't know. People are completely unpredictable, so you'd never know what. Because I mean, they could be.
He told us he had his shit together. He's out here punching fucking reporters on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I mean, they could essentially be, protecting these people for the longest time for them to just eventually just be like, oh, you know what, you're fucking right. And it's like, oh shit, why did I do that for?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Well, let's move on. There's little things that people have picked up over the years that has inspired the moon landing hoax movement, and believe me, they're just as much as there's a community for flat earthers, which is, I don't ever want to do that episode.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's so stupid. There's a huge community for, and this stuff seems a little more realistic to me. There's some scientific answers to why it happened, but let's start with the evidence, and I'll have Roberto go through the beginning of the evidence of things that happened that make you go, about the moon landing.
Yeah, the first thing, which is a lot, usually the flaming gun right off the bat, is the waving flag. So conspiracy theorists have pointed out that when the first moon landing was shown on live television, that viewers could clearly see that the American flag was waving and fluttering as Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin planted it. Now, photos of the landing also seem to show a rippling in the breeze, such as the image above, which we're looking at right now, which clearly shows a fold in the flag. So, I mean, we don't really have to explain what a fucking flag flapping in the wind looks like, but this is, this is what it looks like.
Anything flapping in the wind is fun to think about.
Their foreskins flapping in the wind.
There we were, rolling our dick skins over each other's dick skins, like we were trying to open up a sleeve of lifesavers. I like butterscotch lifesavers.
Oh man, yes, yeah. I love butterscotch. I'm like an old person. So I know you're probably sitting there like, okay, it's flapping in the wind. What the fuck does it matter? Well, obvious problem is that there's no air on the moon's atmosphere, so therefore there would be no wind. Hence, the flag would not be able to blow.
Why is that? And that's the thing about the flag blowing. And for these people that think that the moon landing was indeed fake. That's a screaming piece of evidence right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to blow that flag, but theatrics in a movie theater would say, someone would step up and say, we're going to make the American flag
right
blowing in the wind.
Just have like a big industrial fan in the background and just not thinking it through.
Right.
Yeah. Countless explanations have been put forward to disprove this phenomenon as anything unusual. NASA claimed that the flag was stored in a thin tube and the rippled effect was caused by it being unfurled before being planted. Other explanations involve the ripples caused by the reaction force of the astronauts touching the aluminum pole, which is shown to shake in the video footage. That makes sense to me.
What?
So, if they're taking it out, and if they're jamming it into the ground, regardless if there's air or not, as thin of a fabric as flags are, it's going to move.
Yeah, it's
just from the force of the pole shaking.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
So that makes sense to me. I could see that as a plausible explanation.
It's a hoax.
But the question is how long it sat there and flapped for. I'd have to see the video for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, take them. Keep going.
Okay, sure. Lack of impact craters is another big one. So the claim goes as follows. So had NASA really landed on the moon, there would have been a blast crater underneath the lunar module to mark its landing. On any video footage or photograph of the landings, no crater is visible, almost as though the module was simply placed there. The surface of the moon is covered in fine lunar dust, and even this doesn't seem to have been displaced in photographic evidence. Much like the waving flag theory, however, the lack of an impact crater has a slew of potential explanations. NASA maintains that the module required significantly less thrust in low-gravity conditions than it would have on Earth. The surface of the moon itself is solid rock, so a blast crater probably wouldn't be feasible anyways, in the same way that an airplane doesn't leave a crater when it touches down on a concrete airstrip. So that's... This one, from what I've maintained, that's what I thought. Because I was like, okay, the moon's rock, and it's just covered in a really thin layer of dust.
Okay,
but at the same time, those footprints that were left there
are pretty.
Those it looks
clear.
Like it's in fucking sand.
The pictures, they're pretty easily obtained. There's a meme that I've seen on Facebook, and I've not checked the authenticity of it, but it's a museum where the space suit that they wore is lying on its back, and it shows the bottom of the boots. In the bottom of the boots,
don't they not match up?
They don't match the boot prints that are on the moon. And like I said a second ago, every single thing that I read on Facebook, I'm that guy that when you post something, 6 seconds later you get a notification and it's me and it says Snopes.com. Quit posting this fucking shit. And I've got a lot of old women on my Facebook, and I always got to be like, no.
Yeah, just because you see it doesn't mean it's true.
Fucking stop.
Right.
Because people are so uneducated, and I refuse, the words that I refuse to use, sheep or sheeple.
Sheeple.
I fucking hate when people say that. Snowflake, I think that is the trashiest. People that use the word snowflake are people that got fucked by their dad growing up. Just no love. Oh, did I hurt the snowflake? Because their dad destroyed their snowflake growing up. And all they can talk about is
their chocolate snowflake.
Oh, God, you're triggered. God damn it, snowflake.
Political talk, man.
Yeah. It's not that. And to the flip side, for people that refer to the Trump supporters as
Nazis,
not Nazis.
That shit drives me fucking crazy. I'm like, God damn, man! Not everybody's a Nazi.
What's the adjective they use? Deplorable.
Oh, deplorable.
Like, you're deplorable. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Yeah,
I hate all that shit.
We're all deplorable. We're all huge pieces of shit. We've all jacked off to stuff that we're not supposed to jack off to. The other day, I was in bed. I couldn't reach the television clicker, but I had step by step on. I made it through. I got done what I needed to get done. I wasn't happy about it, but Patrick fucking Duffy was on the screen when I was finished. I wasn't excited about it, but I got it done, Rob.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I think I've said this before. Step by Step's theme song is the best theme song to any show ever.
It is. That's a really good show. It's an underrated show, for sure. One of my favorites, and it's on Hulu right now. For those
nice.
of you
I'll have to check that out. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Multiple light sources.
Oh yeah.
On the moon, there's only one strong light source, the sun. So it's fair to suggest that all shadows should run parallel to one another. Very true.
Very true.
But this was not the case during the moon landing. Videos and photographs clearly show the shadows fall in different directions. Conspiracy theorists suggest that this must mean multiple light sources are present, suggesting that the moon landing photos were taken on a film set. NASA has attempted to blame uneven landscape on the strange shadow. This is a hard one to work around, Rob Dog.
Well, see, here's the thing. They're saying this, but I mean, I feel like they could have easily used the excuse that our cameras had lights as well.
And I don't know. They might not have, though.
But we didn't know. We don't know that.
But the thing is, all these scientists have to say is, it's fucking space. We don't know. Nothing. We've never been. This is the first time we've been there.
It very well could have been, where they were, the sunlight shining off of a spacecraft, casting various, light and shadow. I don't know. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate over here.
And I do kind of include some devil's advocate stuff in here. So it's not for us to take a one-sided attack on this thing.
I just want to take a punch from Buzz Aldrin.
I think I could take it.
I think I could eat that shit.
Hey, Buzz, you fucking coward.
What's he, 162 now?
He's 91, I do.
Good for him.
I looked it up today. I was trying to get him for an interview, but didn't call back.
Yeah, right.
NASA has attempted to blame uneven landscape on the strange shadows with subtle bumps and hills on the moon's surface causing the discrepancies.
Okay.
This explanation has been tossed out the window by some theorists.
Of course.
How could hills cause such large angular differences? In the image above, which you guys can't see, the lunar module shadow clearly contradicts that of the rocks in the foreground.
Yeah,
at
it does.
Almost a 45-degree angle. That is such a hard thing to fake, man, because shadows are true. Shadows go in one direction.
Mm-hmm.
There's and for this, the picture looks too perfect to me.
I'm sure this picture's enhanced, and I'm sure it's photoshopped and lightened and stuff. But you can see, the shadowing is. It's the light. Actually, I should say the light. Obviously, it's coming from the left side,
right,
of the spacecraft. But there's some weird shadows going on, especially right here on the ground.
Yeah, major discrepancies there. This is one that I've read a lot about before as well. I'll let Rob Dog take you through this one. That's the Van Allen radiation belt.
Yes, yeah. I was actually reading on this today. In order to reach the moon, astronauts had to pass through what is known as the Van Allen radiation belt. So this belt is held in place by the Earth's magnetic field and stays perpetually in the same place. The Apollo missions to the moon marked the first ever attempts to transport living humans through the belt. Conspiracy theorists contend that the sheer levels of radiation would have cooked the astronauts en route to the moon, despite the layers of aluminum coating in the interior and exterior of the spaceship. NASA have countered this argument by emphasizing the short amount of time it took the astronauts to traverse the belt, meaning they received only very small doses of radiation.
And when I read into it, the amount of radiation that they would receive while traveling through the Van Allen radiation belt is substantially smaller than the amount of radiation that someone would endure during an X-ray. So, the cool part about the beginning of this research, like I said, there were 400,000 employees involved with the moon landing. A lot of those people were scientists who literally get paid to think all day long. I can't even, dude. I'm so stupid. And on the grand scheme, we are all just. There's some brilliant minds out there.
Oh, definitely.
And those brilliant minds were running the show for this thing, and they planned the route, the shortest route. They knew about the Van Allen radiation belt. They said we have to plan the shortest route to get through this thing. So these guys aren't cooked like Hot Pockets in a bank microwave.
Mm-hmm.
So they did plan the route accordingly. So these guys would shoot through the Van Allen radiation belt as quickly as possible and absorb the smallest amount of radiation possible. They absorbed a lot less radiation than someone would absorb during a year on Earth. So I don't think that this is not a major a major conspiracy angle for me, because I think that they probably traveled with all the protection from the space shuttle and that stuff. They probably got through there pretty easily.
I would agree.
Yeah. Why don't you just keep on rolling with it?
Sure. This one is the unexplained object. It just pretty much just looks like someone holding up a middle finger in the reflection of his helmet.
Yeah, it's him in his spacesuit, and you can see the reflection on the visor.
It's like the top right.
The facial covering of his spacesuit.
Okay, so let's go into here. So after photographs of the moon landings were released, theorists were quick to notice a mysterious object, shown above, in the reflection of an astronaut's helmet from the Apollo 12 mission. The object appears to be hanging from a rope or wire and has no reason to be there at all, leading some to suggest it is an overhead spotlight typically found in film studios. The resemblance is questionable, given the poor quality of the photograph, but the mystery remains as to why something is being suspended in mid-air, or rather lack of air, on the moon. The lunar module in the photo appears to have no extension from it that matches the photo, so the object still remains unexplained.
Okay. And that's kind of the whole conspiracy. Their whole leg to stand on is that this was filmed in a film studio.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of their only argument, is that it was indeed faked, but
right.
It was filmed wholly on a soundstage or some type of film studio. There's also the question of slow motion walking and hidden cables. In order to support claims that the moon landings were shot in a studio, conspiracy theorists had to account for the apparent low gravity conditions, which must have been mimicked by NASA. It has been suggested that if you take the moon landing footage and increase the speed of the film by 2.5, the astronauts appear to be moving in Earth's gravity. As for the astronauts' impressive jump height, which would be impossible to perform in Earth's gravity, hidden cables and wires have been suggested as giving the astronauts some extra height. In some screenshots, outlines of alleged hidden cables can be seen, and there's a photograph that was part of that as well, where it shows a wire, but it is extremely vague. Wow. I hope that I very much want this to be. I want the moon landing to be authentic. There's not any part of me that we've ever find out, that the moon landing is fake. I don't ever want to find that out.
My favorite part is, if it's real, then why the fuck haven't we been back?
We don't need all that cheese.
Fucking mouth breathers.
Yeah. Hold on a second. They're deplorable.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, yeah, whatever. All right. This is a good one, too. I'll let you take this.
Lack of stars.
Yeah, this is a big argument as well.
Okay. One compelling argument for the moon landing hoax is the total lack of stars in any of the photographic or video evidence. There are no clouds on the moon, so stars are perpetually visible and significantly brighter than what we see through the filter of Earth's atmosphere. Makes sense. There's no fucking light pollution or anything like that, so shit's going to be lit up. The argument here is that NASA would have found it impossible to map out the exact locations of all stars for the hoax without being rumbled, and therefore left them out, intentionally falling back on the excuse that the quality of the photographs washed them out, an excuse that they did actually give. Some photographs are higher quality, however, and yet still no stars are shown. Certainly eerie, considering you can take pictures of stars from Earth in much lower quality and still see them.
It's true.
Yeah. Photographic film and human eye as well have a limited dynamic range from the minimum signal intensity to the maximum signal intensity. In other words, when you take a photograph, you set the various exposure parameters, take a picture, and then, depending on the type of film you use, there will be a maximum and minimum brightness that will be able to be represented on the photograph.
Right.
Anything much brighter than the maximum will be overexposed, which means it's bright, and anything much dimmer than the minimum will be underexposed or dark. In the case of taking pictures on the moon, the foreground objects, which are the lunar surface, the astronauts, and the equipment, was very bright and were much brighter than the background stars. Thus, an attempt to capture the background stars visible from the moon would horribly overexpose and wash out any of the foreground objects, including the lunar surface and the astronauts, which obviously that's what they're wanting to get. They're not really too focused on the fucking stars at that point. The same effect is seen with the space shuttle and the space stations. When the vehicles are in direct sunlight, no stars are visible because they're too dim for the photographic equipment to pick it up.
Okay, so that's the devil's advocate right there of why you wouldn't see stars in their situation. And I found this part very interesting as well. This is the C rock. One of the most famous photos from the moon landing shows a rock in the foreground with what appears to be the letter C engraved into it. The letter appears to be almost perfectly symmetrical, meaning it is unlikely to be a natural occurrence. It has been suggested that the rock is simply a prop with the C used as a marker by an alleged film crew.
Who the fuck would okay that?
Where do you find these fucking guys? Hey, I was down at the store and I saw some guys smoking fucking weed out of a Pringles can. I put them in the back of the truck and they're going to run the lights in the rocks today.
I heard these guys like to touch cocks together, so I'm going to put a C on this rock.
How are you guys with rocks?
It's the cock rock.
It is the cock rock. A set designer could have turned the rock the wrong way, accidentally exposing the marking to the camera. And I look in this picture, dude, the C on this rock is pretty fucking pronounced. It's
oh shit.
Yeah. There it is. I mean, it doesn't get much more symmetrical than that C.
Yeah.
But when they, I think in later pictures though, and this is where they jump at this thing. In later pictures, the C is removed, like it's been photoshopped out in later pictures.
Huh.
But in the initial pictures, the C is very prevalent. There's no going past it. Yeah. But NASA has given conflicting excuses for the letter. On the one hand, blaming a photographic developer for adding the letter as a practical joke.
Okay.
While on the other hand, saying that it may simply have been a stray hair which got tangled somewhere in the developing process. Are you fucking serious, dude?
I told you to get your fucking pubes off the lens.
Who was shaving the balls in the red room?
Oh, man.
I don't think... God, that's a tough one to swallow right there.
Yeah, those are awful.
The fucking guy in charge at NASA is like, I've called this press conference because I've figured out the cock rock. It was a dick hair.
An awful excuse.
It was a pubic hair. Oh, I said that to my wife yesterday, so I need to shave my penis. She's like, you grow hair on your penis? No, not really. She said, so your pubic hair. Yeah.
Gotta get rid of these short and curlies.
And I think there's like a fucking medical condition out there where there's some guys that grow fucking hair all the way up their dick.
Oh God,
like a fucking hair, like a cucumber that got dropped on the ground in your dog's bed.
I mean, we getting like a little bit on the trunk of your dick is like one thing, but growing all the way up to your fucking
wolf boy.
Yeah,
we had I hope this review is still on here. This is from Dick B. Dragon. He said,
I feel you, buddy.
This is a review we got. He said, the Brohio podcast makes me want to do naked squats in a cucumber patch.
Oh, that's good.
I've been listening for 2 years, and I don't know why my lazy ass hasn't left a review sooner. And he plays with us on Clash Royale.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Clasher Nasher.
Clasher Nasher.
On Clash Royale. It's Clasher space GNASHER. Clasher Nasher. But you better have them fucking trophies built up or you're not getting into our clan. That's how that works.
Unless we personally know you.
Which we don't.
Which if you're listening, we don't.
We don't know anyone. Next is the layered crosshairs. Which you want to tell them about the layered crosshairs?
Sure.
And you see that right there? That picture right off the rip there.
Yep. So the cameras used by astronauts during the moon landing had a multitude of crosshairs to aid with scaling and direction. These are imprinted over the top of all photographs. Some of the images, however, clearly show the crosshairs behind the objects in the scene, implying that the photographs have been either edited or doctored after being taken. The photograph shown above, which you cannot see but we can, is not an isolated occurrence. Many objects are shown to be in front of the crosshairs, including the American flag in one picture and the lunar rover in another. So, of course, conspiracy theorists have suggested NASA printed the man-made objects over a legitimate photograph of the moon to hoax the landings, although if they really planned on doing this, then why they used the crosshairs in the first place is a mystery.
And it's hard to pick up in that explanation, but the way... So, you know, when you use a fancy camera, there's crosshairs when you're looking at in the viewfinder. In this specific picture, the crosses that you would see in the viewfinder are layered behind objects that are on the moon, which doesn't make any sense at all. The way it should look is the crosshairs would be layered over these objects, and this machinery that it's part of their landing equipment that's on the moon, but the crosshairs are behind it. But it just doesn't, it's not fucking natural. And I don't have any explanation for that.
No, not
Besides,
at all.
It's not. It's another pubic hair. It's another penis hair. Yeah, penis goes on. You gotta shave your penis. You gotta shave your penis really good. I just peel my dick like a banana. I don't know how yours works, or if you also peel your dick like a banana, send us an email. And a few weeks ago, I informed you guys that I've got into woodworking. I've been making things, tables. Did you see my table?
I did see your table. It looks pretty nice.
I'm still doing some planing and some sanding, but I'm almost there. I said, send me pictures of your woodwork. And I got pictures of really nice stuff that people have done. But the first picture I got, it said pictures of my woodworking, and it was the biggest fucking dick. And this was not a downloaded dick. This was this man's dick for sure. And I think he's sent us his dick before. I'm pretty sure he has. But just keep in mind, when you do send us pictures of your penis, the messages are predominantly intercepted by my wife. And she has the tolerance of... it's not good tolerance of this stuff. So...
Good job on your dick, though.
Yeah, congratulations on that huge dick.
He grew it himself.
You did a really nice job shaving
His dad must have been pouring Miracle Grow on that thing.
It was like that. It looked like a...
Oh, hell yeah. Had a good bow to it.
It did. It looked like a scary-looking dick.
Oh, man.
If I met him at the club and he's like, you want to have sex? And sure. And then he pulled it out, I'd be like, I'm not fucking that dick. There's no way. And I wonder if that's like... I read an article this past week about dick size, and I don't remember where I saw it. But as a female, I don't know if this has to happen. There's some females that are a lot more involved in sexual activity than others. But if they just... I think the statistics show that smaller dicks are more common than hulkingly huge uterus destroyers.
I would think so, yeah.
And what goes through a woman's mind when she sees a dick could possibly potentially ruin
her life,
and take away her baby making organs.
Uterus destroyer.
Yeah, that's scary to think about. Or if you're a gay male and you see a dick, you're just like, I'm getting on the dick tonight, and then you see this guy's dick, and you're like, that is gonna tear my butthole in half. That is gonna Taco Bell my asshole.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Been there.
And dude, my poop hurts my butt really bad sometimes.
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
And I don't think I couldn't do it.
No.
I don't think I could do it. Some of those dicks should be better off shoving a football in your ass sideways. That's what that guy's dick that emailed us. You'd be better off sticking a fucking, honestly, like a basketball in your ass.
Good job, guy.
Because that dick loops up like a hula hoop. His dick looked like a hula hoop. How do you...
Oh, man.
Shake it around your waist. Then there's the question of the duplicate background. It's a contrast between different Apollo missions. The two photos that Rob and I are seeing are from the Apollo 15 mission. They clearly have identical backdrops, despite being officially listed by NASA as having been taken miles apart. On one photo, it even shows the lunar module. When all photographs were taken, the module had already landed, so how can it possibly be there for one photo and disappear in another? Well, if you're a hardcore conspiracy theorist, it may seem viable that NASA simply used the same backdrop, which is so fucking lazy, when filming different scenes of their moon landing videos. NASA has suggested that since the moon is much smaller than Earth, horizons can appear significantly closer to the human eye. Despite this, to say that the two hills visible in the photographs are miles apart is controversially false. There's
no way they're different.
Yeah. Those are the same fucking picture right there, Jack.
Same thing.
There's no way. Yeah. That's so crazy to me. That is so fake.
Yeah, that's... No way.
That screams fake, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Isn't that nauseating? What if all this was just a big goddamn hoax?
I mean, those pictures, they're definitely not miles apart. There's no way.
There's also a really fun theory that the astronauts, and you can tell I wrote this shit, it looks like a fucking toddler wrote it, were removed just before takeoff. They were then... So they're on the launch pad, they're firing everything up, and they extract these guys from the spacecraft. They fly them to Nevada, where days later they broadcast the moonwalk from the desert in Nevada. People claim, there's some witnesses that claim to have seen Neil Armstrong walking through a hotel lobby with a showgirl on each arm.
A baller.
Because them big old strong arms, man.
Right.
Aldrin was seen playing slot machines.
Hell yeah.
They were then flown to Hawaii and put back inside the capsule after the splashdown, but before the cameras arrived. Isn't that so...
Very convenient.
Yeah. And you have to open up this this web page I have on there.
I got it.
It's...
Yes.
And Rob... That's the first thing he asked me whenever we sat down. He's like, "Are we talking about Stanley Kubrick?" And I said, "Oh yeah, because I think Stanley Kubrick was he a producer or
director? I believe
director. Okay,
yeah.
He directed Space Odyssey. He directed The Shining. He has a lot of good movies under his belt. But there's a theory out there that he was the director on the set for the hoaxy moon landing. And this article is from IndianExpress.com, which sounds like a really credible source. It says, did Stanley Kubrick confess his involvement in the fake moon landing through The Shining, which Rob said he's never seen from start to finish?
Yeah.
I think The Shining is a fucking awesome movie. That's what I made in my 10th birthday. That's what we all watched before we fingered each other after Mom and Dad fell asleep. So, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is one of the scariest horror films of all time. The story of the film revolves around Overlook Hotel, where a struggling writer descends into madness over the course of the winter. But apart from the performances and the plot progression of the film, another notable factor that has kept conspiracy theorists interested in the film is their belief that this was Kubrick's way of confessing that he shot Apollo 11's landing on the moon. And he couldn't have fucking shot it because he's not an astronaut. Unless that was he filmed a hoaxy moon landing at a soundstage or a movie set in Nevada while Neil Armstrong was fucking showgirls and Buzz Aldrin was playing slot machines. That's what really happened, Rob.
I believe it.
God. Various documentaries have pointed out inconsistencies in the video that has since become a historic moment for the world, and we went over all of that evidence. The Overlook Hotel, and I think that's the Stanley Hotel. Am I right?
Yep.
It's still a fully functional hotel to this day. Super creepy. In the beginning of the film, we are told that Overlook Hotel stands on an Indian burial ground.
Da, da, da.
The manager who meets with Jack has an American flag on his table with an eagle looking over them. This is taken as a nod to the, quote, Eagle, which was the name of the lunar landing module that carried Apollo 11, It is also assumed that Overlook Hotel represents America with its long, brutal history. Next is the Dead Twins, which Rob's going to take you through. There you go.
There we go. The Shining is based on a book by Stephen King, but Kubrick changed a lot of details when he made the movie, and one of those elements is the appearance of the Dead Twins. In the book, there was a single child, but it is believed that Kubrick used the twins to signify the failed Gemini mission by NASA.
And this is another strange oddity here, the carpet patterns.
Yeah, this is one I was telling you about.
In a shot taken from above, we see Danny playing in the corridor on a patterned carpet. Conspiracy theorists believe that it looks strikingly similar to the Apollo 11 launch pad. Okay.
Nice.
And and there's all of these small, hard to pick up details that when you stack them all together, you're just like, what in the fuck, man?
Right.
What the fuck is going on here? We'll just rotate these.
Okay, cool. And then you got Danny's sweater. So Danny eventually rises up from the carpet, and he is actually seen wearing a sweater with a rocket and a text Apollo 11 on it. This is seen as a big clue that Kubrick is indeed talking about his involvement with the fake moon landing project.
And it doesn't get any more in your face right there.
Yeah.
One of the main characters in the movie is wearing a sweater that says Apollo 11 with a goddamn space rocket.
Right.
On it. It doesn't get any more clear than that right there. Room 237. This is some fucking shit right here, man. As Danny rises up from the carpet, when he gets up from the carpet, as where he's sitting on the carpet that looks like a launch pad, wearing his sweater, which is Apollo 11, he enters the dreaded room 237. In the book, the room number was 217, but it is widely believed that Kubrick changed it to 237 as the distance between the Earth and the Moon is roughly 237,000 miles.
All right.
Fucking, that seals it right there, dude.
And then we go to Jack's writing. In a spine-chilling scene, the audience, along with Jack's wife, discovers that all of his writing comprises of one sentence written over and over and over again. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. While it's kind of a long shot, conspiracy theorists believe that the all actually signifies A11, i.e. Apollo 11. Conspiracy theories around the moon landing started as soon as America announced its success. This was also a big win for them as the USSR was winning the space race during the Cold War. JFK had announced in '62 that they would put a man on the moon before the end of the decade, and many see this as a strategy for saving face in space war.
Well, I think that
this is just stuff we've already talked about.
That's the coolest part for me, is that quite possibly, and there was an alleged interview out there that went around of Stanley Kubrick saying that he faked it, but it was found out to be a fraud. The interview was. So if you do stumble upon that, that's not real. Just like your mom's tits, they're fake. So rip them off and slap your dad in the face with them. You know me, I'm the big dog. So what do you think, Rob Dog? How big's Neil Armstrong's dick?
Huge.
Buzz Aldrin's dick.
Probably fairly good size.
Okay.
He punched that younger guy without a problem. So I mean, he has huge balls.
Big old set of balls on him.
Yeah.
The moon landing, fake or real?
Huge dick.
Juicy dick.
In all honesty, I think it's really happened. I mean, it's
someone's holding a fucking gun to your head right now, and they say, "You're right, you live. You're wrong, you die."
I would say we really went. I don't want us. I want to believe the conspiracy because it's funner, but just the fact of it would be way more harder to fake it than it would be to just fucking do it. If you ask me,
tell that to some of the fucking ladies that listen to this show.
That's very true.
Fake it till you make it, big dog. Okay, for me, I'm going to be the bad guy. I don't think it was real. Because listen to me for a second. In today's money, it cost $100 billion to do this fucking thing. And everything has to go right. Imagine getting to the end of this project with 400,000 people on the payroll. Even if you don't have the technology to pull it off, even if you don't think you can do it, you still have to do it, even if you can't do it, to keep the money flowing.
Yep.
It's cash is king. Money is the root of all evil, man. So it doesn't matter what the fuck they had done. They were going to do it. Whether they did it on a movie set in Nevada or they did it on the goddamn moon, they had to do it to keep the money flowing and to pay all the mouths that needed to be paid, you know. And I think that they were just, everything had to be perfect, and nothing's ever perfect.
No, never.
And there has to be, you know, something like this.
One thing I do remember that I don't think we touched on, that people have said is a possibility, is that we actually did go to the moon, but a lot of the photos were shot after the fact in a studio because we didn't get certain pictures, and they wanted to get those. I think that may be, you know, that could be possible. But I mean,
I'm a big subscriber to the fact that they would have had they had to fake it, even if there was no like, okay, we can't do it. They had to fucking do it in order to keep the money flowing.
Yeah,
because they pretty much had a blank check at this point.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like we would have a vested interest in trying to win the space race, for sure.
And then you think about it now, back then, 1969, the way we have infinite knowledge in the palm of our hands with our cell phones. Mm-hmm. We can beam ourselves across the world in the split hair of a fraction of a second. And to think like that progression we've made since 1969 or whatever, the progression in technology that we've made since then is uncanny of the shit that we can do. We can't see it in the air, but information and data is constantly flowing past our heads at all given moments of any time. And just 2 weeks ago, we sent people to fucking space.
Yeah, we did.
Just to space, not even to the moon. So all we've progressed in 50 years is
space.
Once every decade to send people up there a fraction of the distance that we initially went with no problem before. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, you know?
I get it, yeah.
SpaceX, they're like, we're just going to send people up to the space station. That's all for the space station is up there, but you can see the goddamn thing floating by. It's not that fucking high. You can look it up. You can see the space station schedule, and you walk outside, you can see the fucking thing zipping over your head. It's not that far away. I mean, it's far away. I don't know how many, you know, it's got to be at least 400 or 500 feet away. So to think that in 50 years, all the technology that's advanced, and all we can do now is just barely get above the fucking clouds. Find it.
Hey, I feel you.
Elon Musk is a fucking asshole. But then during what's his name? Snowden.
Yeah.
During his, you know, his outs of all that information, he did say, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, we did go to the moon. That was one of his big things, is like, without a shadow of a doubt, we did go to the moon. That's one thing he wanted to get across. So, you know, if some of you are...
he's a commie. No.
He's something.
Nah, he's
a fucking weirdo. All I know
he's
is
strange, yeah.
Joe Rogan interview was unbearable. Unbearable, with nothing profound to tell me. I thought he was going to be like, I saw...
It was strange. It was, you know, it was very political.
It was whatever.
I still think his interview is probably better than Tom DeLonge's.
No way, dude.
Tom DeLonge, he couldn't say anything.
But still, it was good.
Yeah.
It was, but then, dude, the thing is, everything that he said, like, I can't talk about it. The page has been turned. Yeah. And the information has come out. There's been a lot of information where he's just like, you know, And during that interview, he said, "I can't talk about it."
I get he wants to be the one to announce it on his time, but I'm like, fuck, man, come on.
Yeah, it came full circle though. A lot of information came out. So big old dick on him too. Super funny guy. He was really. We saw him in concert. He was a lot of fun.
I need more Bob Lazar stuff
for sure. Bob Lazar is that motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
All right, well, Brennan Heath. Sorry. Let's see if he messaged us back.
I don't think he did.
He probably did not. But thanks, Brennan, for sponsoring the episode.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to catch up with him a little bit later, and we're going to interview him so he can get his rightful Patreon interview.
Yes.
But thanks for sponsoring the episode. If you'd like to sponsor an episode, go to patreon.com/Brohio Podcast. Rob's got some really important news for you.
I love you guys.